Welcome to the Medical Device Made Easy podcast. Here is Munir Al-Azouzi from easymedicaldevice.com, and today we'll do the September 2024 regulatory update review. Okay, before to start, so we have our sponsor. So our sponsor is MedBoard. So who is MedBoard?
MedBoard, the regulatory research and intelligence platform, is focused on solving the problem with increasing news and data and new requirements, as regulatory intelligence, post-market surveillance, clinical literature review, and many more. We are making trusted medtech information and data more accessible, creating the largest information portal search and the best tools for review, intelligence, and portfolio management. We are already changing people's lives like you by reducing tedious manual and repetitive work or saving much time. Contact us at medboard.com to learn more about us and do a free trial.
Okay, the first topic of today is the consultation from the European Union related to the EIFU. So EIFU, what does it mean? So it's electronic instruction for use. So normally you have for majority of products to have an instruction for use for your medical devices. But you can also have instruction for use in the electronic format for some specific devices, like some softwares or like some devices that are implantables, etc., etc. So those can be provided electronically. So it means also that other products should have paper, mandatory, and can have electronic instruction for use as a supplement, but cannot have just an electronic instruction for use. Now they are making a consultation to understand more about the situation for electronic instruction for use, and specifically for the healthcare professionals. So they've made a survey asking questions like, do you have access to a computer or with your mobile? Do you prefer, are you using more paper or electronic versions? Are you storing them, etc.? I mean, a lot of questions to understand how healthcare professionals are working with that. Not only healthcare professionals, also administrative people and everybody. So you can also answer this survey. So and go to the link on the show notes. Then to answer, it will take 2-3 minutes approximately. I took the thing to put myself as other because there was no consulting or industry, etc. But you can see then the question. So the question differs from who is selected as the user of this. So I advise you to do that. Mainly the idea here is that maybe in future there will be EIFU authorized for all type of products. So it's mainly the idea here. And it will be also great because a lot of other countries outside of Europe, I went to an event where they were talking a lot about EIFU and also e-labeling. They are talking a lot about that because at the end you have too much information on the IFU or the labels. Maybe you can put the minimum information and the rest can be electronically available also. So there are a lot of situations, and that's why they are making this consultation. So go to check this consultation. I think it's until September 16th or something like that, so that you can answer to that. Okay, now let's talk about the MDR transition. It's changed a lot, so they are making a summary here. So here we have a visual summary where we have the dates, the 26th of May 2021, 2024, 26th of May 2026, 2027, 2028, 31st of December 2027, 2028. So actually the next deadline is the 26th of September 2024. This deadline is for you to sign your agreement with your notified body. So before the 26th of May 2024, you had to submit an application to your notified body and also follow the quality management system requirements for MDR. Now, it gives you a few months for notified bodies to review your application, approve it, etc., and then sign the agreement with you. So the next deadline is the 26th of September 2024. It means that if you don't sign an agreement with the notified body by this date, then you cannot sell anymore your product under the previous legislation. You have then to comply totally to the EU MDR to be able to continue to sell your products. And if you are not complying to the EU MDR, then you cannot sell your products until you get really a certificate under EU MDR for your products. So these are the next dates. And there are also, I suppose, some dates that will be mentioned later about, for example, UDI. You have to follow UDI until 2025. You have to place the UDI number on the label from 2025, etc., etc. So there are a lot of other dates that are important, but here is a picture of the actual situation, because we never know, this can change in future. Okay, now we talk about IVDR. So IVDR has submitted a lot of implementing act for common specifications for specific diseases. So we're talking about syphilis, about other diseases before. Now they made a new common specification for consultation again until the September 16th. Maybe it was this one, September 16th, and the other one, I can't remember. So September 16th, where you have to just give your idea about this common specification. So this common specification is targeting class D devices with hepatitis E virus, Toxoplasma gondii, Plasmodium, Chikungunya virus, Dengue virus, West Nile virus, and Zika virus. And there are around 20 annexes of documents with it. So actually, I looked, and there were only 2 feedbacks. So one from Slovakia, one from Czechia. So maybe it could be great that a lot of people are really looking at it and then provide their feedback also. Because yeah, if it's implemented, then you have to execute it mainly. So yeah, don't hesitate, check, and it's always great when they are consulting you. So please look and give your feedback. Okay, now cybersecurity, so which is an important topic, because we have more and more electronic software, etc. devices, SAMD, software as medical devices. And cybersecurity is also one element that you should include in your risk assessment for MDR. And here, the EU has made a survey about cybersecurity in the health and medicine facilities. And the results is interesting, mainly. We had, I have to check, or maybe you can check, look at the document. What was the period? I can't remember what was the period, but here it says that there are 21 cyber incidents that were reported. Mainly, so no issue with patients, which is good. So mainly, the consequences of those cyber incidents were therapy postponed, surgeries delayed, ambulances that were diverted away from the facilities, limited access to emergency rooms, and mainly, so you can see that mainly the hospitals were in target here. So it's not like small practices, but hospitals were in target. And the main countries that were reporting were Italy and France. There are a lot of others, but mainly Italy and France. And the threat, the favorite threat for those cyber attacks were mainly ransomware. So yeah, this is, as I said, something that you have to consider within your risk assessment and understand if your device is potentially vulnerable for those kind of attacks, and to avoid that and to show that it's not possible. But you see that it's really existing. It's not like just a rumor that people are saying, oh, people can attack your medical device and you think it's not possible. No, it is possible, and here are the elements. And you can check the report and see more details. I just look at the conclusion and the details of the conclusion, but there are a lot of information inside with the graphs and some statistics. So this can be also important for you to then use that with your management to explain that yes, it's possible. Okay, now how much costs a notified body? This is the question that everybody's asking. Each time I had to make a C certification, people are saying, oh, please, can you make a budget and everything, and how much will cost the notified body? I say, I have no clue. Because you'll see here, I mean, what is great here is that they made a PDF file with all the notified bodies and a link of the page where there are their costs, because yeah, it was difficult also to find this page where the costs are mentioned. And you can see there that it's not obvious, mainly because there are some lump sum that can be provided for this activity, but there are also a lot of hourly rates, even travel rate, paying those auditors while they are traveling, etc. So it means that how can you define that? You don't know how much it will cost in terms of hours. They give you, it was funny because one of those was like evaluation of technical files. I mean, it was for one. I didn't look at everyone. I just looked at one of them. It was technical files, and they put the kind of hourly rate, 300 something euro per hour, and they put on the side like an average of how much it will cost in average. It was between 6,000, around 6,000, and 61,000. So it was like, yeah, the range is really big. But yeah, you see, it's not possible for us to evaluate that, so you have to take some risk on it. But what would be great is just for you to look at this document, because this can give you also the idea of who costs more, who costs less, because you can also choose. You can say, I want to go to this notified body or that notified body, because mainly the cost is cheaper than the other. So it's important, just check this document again. Okay, now Switzerland, they made a guidance or an information sheet, as they are writing, about Swiss combined studies. What means Swiss combined studies? So mainly when you are combining studies between, for example, a medical device and a drug product, like companion diagnostic, for example, or different products that are combined with two different legislations, you have to follow certain steps. And I had to do that a lot for some customers related to companion diagnostic, for example. They say, oh, I have a study in Spain, in Germany, in France, wherever. And the problem is that when you are trying to go to each of those countries to understand how they are managing those combined studies, it was not really obvious. Some had one department that managed everything. Some had two departments, so you had to submit to two different departments. And they don't give you the recipe for doing that. Here, I read this guidance from Swiss, and it's really well described because it tells you exactly here are two different groups that you have to contact. Here is the eGov portal where you have to submit that, etc. So this is really great. What I hope is that the UDAMED module, when they will be happening, will help for that. But now you can maybe see, if you are planning to submit a study in Switzerland, how it is done through this, because it's well described with a lot of good information, which portal with links, etc. So just check that, and it will help you a lot. Okay, now custom-made devices. We talk a lot about 3D printing and custom-made devices. So we think all that 3D printing makes custom-made devices because you can customize the design. Not really. So here there is a guidance in Switzerland again where they are talking about what is a custom-made device and 3D printing within custom-made devices. What is important to understand is that they are making a link here to the MDCG 2021-3, which is mainly the MDCG for custom-made devices within Europe. And here we have the same vocabulary. We have the vocabulary of what is a custom-made device, what is an adaptable medical device, or adaptable medical device. I can't remember what was the other one. I can't remember. And the last one is the mass-produced device. So a patient match device, adaptable medical device or patient match device. And we have the mass-produced device. So here only the custom-made is a custom-made device. All the rest are not custom-made devices. So you have really to understand this distinction, because we have a lot of people that think that, oh, because I received the prescription for a medical device, it makes it a custom-made device. No, because you can receive a prescription for a medical device and you can take it directly from the shelf, make a small modification of it, and then send it to the customer. It's not a custom-made device. A custom-made device is made from scratch, from zero, and you have specifically to follow certain shapes, certain things per the prescription of the medical practitioner. So don't fall on this trap. So check also this guidance from Switzerland, but it's the same as what was written on the MDCG 2021-3. Okay, now training. So this month we have the Green Belt certification program for the EU MDR training. So it's the monthly training that I'm doing. I stopped doing 2 months during holidays, if I can say, for summer. But now we are starting again in September. Not sure that I will have one in October because we have a lot of other things to do in October. But we have one in September. So during 5 days, mainly Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I will be sharing with you all the content of the EU MDR, chapter per chapter. We will go through some live sessions where I will be sharing with you during 1 hour and a half all the information. Then you'll have also some quizzes, some assignments to do, some material to read, some videos to watch, etc. And at the end of this week, we will open then the certification exam, where you can directly test your knowledge and verify that you understood everything about that. And if you succeed for that, you'll receive your certificate, your green belt certificate for that. Okay, so waiting you. So go please on the link and subscribe now, because we have then I will be ready to send you all the agenda and everything at the same time, because I have some people that subscribe the last day, and it's really difficult for me for providing all the information the last day of the subscription. Okay, now events. So a lot of events are coming for the next 3 months. We have first in September the RAPS Convergence in California on September 17th. So RAPS is a famous event for regulatory affairs people also. So this one is in Long Beach, if I remember. So don't hesitate to go. A lot of people told me that they will go. I will not go myself, but a lot of people will be going. So don't hesitate to go there, and go to the MedTechConf website, where you see all the other events that are happening. The second event is the AI Act Summit. So we are organizing the AI Act Summit for artificial intelligence for medical devices, or for healthcare mainly, where we'll be talking about what is the impact of AI with medical devices. We'll talk also about the AI Act itself, but it's not the main topic. The main topic is talking about artificial intelligence for healthcare industry. Initially, so just wanted to tell you, initially we plan to make it physical, like in Strasbourg, France. But after we received a lot of comments to say, it's not well deserved, because it's one day, so it's not well deserved by train or by planes, etc. So we arrived at a conclusion that maybe it will not be the right place to do it. So it was a bit too late to change and to find another place. So then we decided to make it online. So this year, October 1st, the AI Act Summit will be online. And we are making it free of charge, because normally it's a physical, we had to pay for everything. Now we have to pay just for connection, if I can say, with a Zoom. So mainly we are making it free of charge, which means that everybody can join. So register, because mainly we'll be sending you the link only to the people that are registered. So register, and then we send you the link, and then the agenda will be following the same items and the same times, so that we can really provide you the same level of the conference. The only thing is that the networking will not be there. So it's only the thing that I will miss mainly. Next one, Team PARC. So we have a new session, the third session now of Team PARC. So congratulations to them. In October 17th, it's in Malaga in Spain. So if you are a PARC or you want to know more about PARC, so this is the place to go and to understand. It's really a great event, because you are networking with a lot of people. They are coming, they are trying to explain to you more about what they are doing also. I saw last time I went, it was in Strasbourg, and there was some notified bodies also. There were some consultants, lawyers, etc. So it was really a great place to learn and to also share knowledge about the role of a PARC, and see how also you can improve your practice of being a PARC. So don't hesitate to go, and I'm sure there will be also Ronald Boumans with his t-shirt of Super PARC, so it will be great. Okay, so I hope you will be joining. So it's in October 17th in Malaga in Spain. Next one, AFRI Summit, November 3rd to 6th in Egypt. So AFRI Summit is a yearly event for in the Middle East, Africa, Middle East, for not only medical devices, for the healthcare industry, because they have a session for pharmaceuticals and session for medical devices. So I will be there in Egypt. We'll be talking about medical devices, mainly regulation. I will be working on a session with some industrial people about post-market surveillance and material vigilance, so vigilance reporting for the region. So I will just share knowledge about how it is working and what are the best practice for PMS and vigilance. So if you are joining in AFRI Summit this year, don't hesitate to contact me, and we can also have a meeting and discuss together. Next one, Medics Day. So Medics Day is an event talking specifically about software. for medical devices. It's in Berlin. So I was last year there, and this year I will not go. So mainly it's a great event also where people are sharing knowledge about digitalization for medical devices with software, with all those things. So it will be great. So November 7th in Berlin, Germany. Okay, so mainly now we go through the rest of the world. So first we have in Australia, we have a webinar about software transition deadline. Mainly it's about the reclassification of some software that are needed, and it will be a webinar that will be planned in September 19th, so don't hesitate to go and to check that if you are selling your software in Australia. Next, in the USA, we have a voluntary malfunction summary report, so VSMR. So it is mainly a voluntary system to report all the malfunction of your devices. So it's voluntary, means you can do it or not, but it helps mainly the public to have more transparency within medical devices. And also the FDA, because if everybody is reporting some malfunctions, so maybe we see that there is a specific categories of devices that have this kind of thing, and maybe FDA can help you also, or can help to organize this kind of malfunction or guidance about that. So it's why this is important, if I can say, practice that you should be doing to voluntarily do this. I know I was in the industry. If it's not mandatory, so you prefer to keep it for you, so which is I understand. But here, as I said, the idea is more about sharing so that we can find what are the pain points, if I can say, within the industry. Next, de novo. So FDA is issuing a guidance for the electronic submission of de novo. I mean, a template for the electronic submission of de novo. So mainly, de novo is one pathway for the registration of your medical devices. In the case you don't have a product code for your device, then you have maybe to go through a de novo to obtain the product code, and there is the template for the submission of your dossier to obtain to apply for the de novo. And for the US, we have the last PCCP draft guidance. So mainly here they are doing a consultation. So PCCP, mainly it is the predetermined change control plans for medical devices. So what it is, it's mainly for software. I don't know if it can be used for others, but mainly for software. So you know that software are always updated sometime because of small changes, etc. So here you are predetermining what are the potential changes that can happen to your software, and the objective here is to not have to resubmit again your dossier to the FDA for that. So you are planning that, you are making a protocol for those changes. FDA will agree on that and approve it. And if they approve, then you can do those changes without having to resubmit again everything. So there is a consultation for this document, this guidance, until November 20th, 2024. So as said, consultation are really important because you can read it now, try to understand it now, and maybe you will find some things that are not really well written or not really well explained. So then your consultation will help you to ask for maybe a better explanation, or for maybe changing something that was not correct, etc., etc. So if you are in the industry, don't wait for the draft to be a real document. Make your point, if I can say, during the consultation. Okay, Brazil now. So Brazil now is entering the UDI the UDI West. So we had FDA, we had Europe, SFDA, China, Australia, I mean a lot of countries, and now Brazil also. They are starting their projects for having UDI soon within the country for medical devices. So good, happy to have you on board. So mainly they are making a project to test and to verify. So I think it's by 2025 that they will start to implement some real exercise with industrial. But yeah, for the moment they are just selecting some few manufacturers to test it and to verify that it is working. So welcome, and I hope you will be harmonizing all the world with UDI. Next, Brazil Vigilance Reporting. So we talked about that long time ago, but now they are making it launch. It's the Notivica, yeah. So mainly this is the matter vigilance, the vigilance reporting system for Brazil. So it will be electronic also, so they are launching that. So if you have your products in Brazil, and if you have some procedures for vigilance reporting in Brazil, you'll then have to update your procedure to include this new process for reporting vigilance in Brazil. And it's important because if you have MD SAP, then maybe this will be also required that the auditor will ask you, oh, how are you doing that? And if you are still on the old model, maybe it can be a problem. So check that. Next, Singapore. So Singapore Change Management Program. So there is also a consultation here. They are issuing consultation for their guidance on change management program. So I suppose maybe it's the same as the PCCP for US. So here they are explaining to you that you can do your provide your comment, your feedback on this for Singapore. So if you are selling your products in Singapore, SAMD, software as medical device in Singapore, this change is important for you. Then you can have also comments on it. Bahrain, so there is a guidance that is issued in Bahrain for the registration of medical devices. So this guidance is well described. There are a lot of screenshots because there is also some electronic portal that can be used. So there are a lot of screenshots that can be available for you to review that. So if you are planning or if you are registering your medical devices then in Bahrain, this is the guidance that you have to look at. So check on the show notes and you can find it. Okay, now the live events. So we have some lives that we have issued. We have the Medical Device Live Expert. So Medical Device Live Expert is a panel discussion live that we are doing. I try to select a topic and then select the panelists to discuss then a certain topic. So in July, we had the US experts, where we discussed about the QMSR, we discussed about also how they see the EU MDR and IVDR and artificial intelligence also. Then we have, in August, we had the Medical Device Live Expert number 3, which is about the future of UMDR with Eric Volbrecht, Christina Ziegenberg, and Martin Witte from TÜV Süd, where we discussed mainly about the future because there are some proposals for future changes. So it's why I told you that there are always changes. So, but here it's changes to reduce bureaucracy of for medical devices, which can be interesting for the industry. But yeah, there was a lot of debate during this live event between also notified bodies and trade association like BVMed and also Action Lawyer with Eric Volbrecht. So yeah, it's interesting to look at. So don't hesitate to check because there are some changes that may happen soon, and then you can look at that directly there. Okay, now the podcast. So we have a lot of podcasts because I have not made this medical device annual monthly review in July and August because of mainly the holidays. So here we have a lot of podcasts that I have to list. So these are all the podcasts that were happening since the last 2 months. So the first one is the AI Act with Fabien Roy, where we talked about what are the challenges for medical devices, and Fabien Roy will be also talking during the AI Act Summit, so don't hesitate to check this episode. We have then the EU battery regulation, how to be ready with Eric Volbrecht. So there is a EU battery regulation for medical devices, I mean for everybody, but medical devices is also included. So check if first you are impacted by that, because some are not impacted, and then if you are, then you have some deadlines that we are talking about also during this session. Next, how to register your medical device in the UAE, so in Dubai, in the region of Dubai. So mainly it's with Ahmed and Dawi, so don't hesitate to check that because he's giving really step by step on how to do this registration, and this will help you in case you are planning to do that. And you'll see it's easier sometimes than what we discussed before with Saudi Arabia. Then EU MDR major update. So there are some you remember that there was a vote recently about the UMDR. So here we talk about mainly the interruption and discontinuation of some medical devices with Eric Volbrecht. So what you should do now, if you have an interruption or discontinuation, what are the rules and what are the elements that you should be communicating to the authorities? And you can see that on this episode. Then Andreas Stenger from TÜV Süd, we discussed about the IVDR Class D. So it was their 100th certification for Class D devices. And the objective was to share with us all the lessons learned from TÜV Süd, and it was really a great session. Then how to use harmonized standards for devices with Beat Keller. So we have a lot of people that say, what are harmonized standards? Should I use harmonized standards? Is it mandatory to use harmonized standards? So here we talk about that specifically with Beat Keller, so don't hesitate to check that. Next, also TÜV Süd with Ralf Ganzel, where we discussed about how to manage, transfer, renew, make a surveillance and change your C certification. So you have an expiry date for your C certification, so you have to understand also how it's working, and also when you move from MDD to MDR, how it is working. So we are talking about all those questions that maybe manufacturers have, and you'll see here that it's not so easy, so you have really to contact your notified body as soon as possible that you have this kind of changes that is happening. Now we had also Stefan O'Rourke, where we discussed about how to grow from zero to hero in medical devices. So he was not at all in medical devices before. He was still in some regulatory fields, but not medical device at all. And he moved to a medical device role, and now he's learning medical devices, and he's sharing with us his journey to be a medical device expert. And it's interesting because it shows to you that it's not like easy, but you can make it. So it's mainly the idea here. And we had our episode 300, so wow, yuppie. So episode 300 was with Martin King, and we talked here about how to use AI GPT, so ChatGPT, Grok, Copilot, Bard, etc. All those artificial intelligence language model system. So where we discussed about how to use that for quality and regulatory affairs for medical devices, because you can use that, but you have to be careful, because if you are not an expert in the quality and regulatory affairs field, you can use that, but you will not notice the mistakes or errors that they are doing. So here the idea is for you to use it, but as an assistant to help you, but you have to identify when they are making some mistakes, because they are making mistakes. But here Martin King will explain to you some best practice for using those tools, and that can help you a lot. Even me, I'm using that sometimes to ask some question or to summarize some information, because then it helps me to understand more some documents than just to read everything and to maybe have some I just want a summary for it, so then it can help me to do that. But as I've said, you have really to be monitoring what this artificial intelligence is doing, because they are making a lot of mistakes. So don't trust everything what they are saying. Okay, so it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to have this monthly review with you. So I hope it was really helpful. So thank you again for all your support, all the comments that you are providing and messages. If you need any support for your projects in quality and regulatory affairs, don't hesitate to contact me at info@easymedicaldevice.com. Also, if you need an authorized representative in Europe, Switzerland, and UK, or if you need also an electronic quality management system, we are offering Smart Eye as an electronic quality management system. So don't hesitate to contact us. There is a Smart Eye webpage, so EQMS Smart Eye, where you can get a demo also for that. Okay, so it was really a pleasure. Thank you very much, and I wish you a nice day.